ضيفنا اليوم هو أحد أنشط دعاة بريطانيا، تأثر بسورة عظيمة الأجر كثيرة المعاني قليلة الكلمات.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusuf Chambers. I'm 50 years of age. I embraced Islam at least 20 years ago. I live in Britain. I actually live in Leicester right now, and I'm the founder and one of the trustees of Islamic Education and Research Academy, and I'm so happy to be a Muslim.
أريد أن أعرف حياة يوسف أو حياة تشامبرز قبل الإسلام كيف كانت؟
The reality is that there was no life.
Oh.
There was no life. Because how can you have a life if you have no purpose? If you have no... if you go on a journey, you see?
I know.
And I tell you, on that journey, I'm just traveling, but I don't have a destination. Does this make sense? We don't even ask who put us on that journey. It's like, مثلا, it's like being locked in a dark room with your hands tied, with your eyes are covered, your ears are blocked, your mouth is gagged. And you know, like that's for 26 years I was in that room.
لما اشتكى جوف الظما لما بكى جفني دما والدرب خاف جهنما لجأت للقرآن.
نقطة التحول في حياته عندما تعرف على فتاة في الجامعة وكون علاقة قوية معها.
And then one day, when I thought that I'd found everything, you know, with this particular companion, you know, she just told me, look, tomorrow I don't really want you to come to my place. Don't come here. And I said, well, why would a person who cares about another person so much tell them to leave? It doesn't make sense. So she said to me, well, you know, it's got something to do with my religion. So I said, look, either your religion is wrong or you're wrong. There can't be two ways about it. You know, it's either you're wrong, your religion is wrong. You've chosen the wrong path. So she said to me, you know, don't cuss my religion. Don't be angry with me over my religion. I said, look, okay, I'll think about it. So I wanted to seek out her religion so I could get her to like me more.
ذهب يوسف إلى المسجد ليتعرف على الإسلام. وجد هناك شخص فسأله عن الإسلام فأعطاه كتب كثيرة فقال له هذا هو الإسلام اقرأ.
For 2 weeks I read about Islam. I read about every aspect of Islam, from the Salah, from the Quran, from the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from the Sirah, from the history, from every aspect of Islam for 2 solid weeks. I did nothing but read about Islam. And after reading, one day I took the decision after reading about Ramadan, about the Siyam, fi Ramadan, that I would do the Siyam. So that day was the day, subhanallah, it was like somebody had removed the blindfold from my eyes. When I was fasting in the Ramadan, fasting for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in that month, on that day, it was like somebody opened the doors of that dark room I was sitting in, and they removed the blindfold, they took the cotton wool out of my ears, they removed my gag, and I could see everything clearly. the moment really of awakening for me was fasting in the month of Ramadan.
نور الهداية زار صدري هو مبتدأ أنسي وعمري فعزمت للرحمن أمري وعلى خطاطها مشيت.
ومن خلال بحثه الطويل وقراءته العميقة عن الإسلام تأثر الشيخ يوسف تشامبرز بسورة الفاتحة وأيضا الإخلاص.
I read Al-Fatiha, the opening, and it's very appropriate. It's the opening of a new dawn, of a new way, of a new civilization for me. So, what I did was I compared this to the Lord's Prayer, the Christian Lord's Prayer, yeah? And it looked very similar, but it was much less confusing. So, when I read Al-Fatiha, this was one of the defining moments for me. The other chapter would have been Qul Hu Allahu Ahad, Ikhlas, because it defines Islam straight away, and there's just nothing simpler and there's nothing more pure than Islam from Tawheed perspective, from oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that perspective.
بساطة ووضوح سورة الإخلاص هي التي أسرت قلب الشيخ يوسف. هل تأملنا هذه السورة القصيرة؟ هل تدبرناها؟ هل عرفنا معانيها التي تتكلم عن وحدانية الله سبحانه وتعالى وأن لا نشرك معه أحد؟
قل هو الله أحد. Say, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that there is only one God. So these are this is such a simple message, but yet it's absolute. And there's only one absolute, So we, really those verses that leapt out at me, and I kept reading over and over and over again to check to see if there's something more complicated about it. Why is it so simple? The message has to be simple for it to be a universal message.
وهو الشفيع هو الرفيق يا هائما هل تستفيق وترى السعادة والنجاة.
شيخ يوسف، ماذا يمثل لك أنت القرآن في حياتك وماذا يمثل لك القرآن في دعوتك؟
First of all, if we consider anything that we purchase, we consider anything that we purchase, for example, the mobile phone. And this mobile phone, we purchase it from the shop, we get it in the box, we open it, and then we find the phone is there, but there is no instruction manual. How can you operate something that you will pick it up and you will play? Maybe for 1 year you will play, maybe you will turn it on, you'll be able to use maybe 20-30% of the capacity of that phone. Yes? So in the case of your life, the Quran is the book of instruction. If you don't have the manual, you have to find it. And if you can't find it, your life is meaningless.
قرآني هو جنتي هو آية الأكوان قرآني هو حجتي إن جئت للرحمن بكلام ربي يا فؤادي أشرقات روحي وتلهج للإله لساني.
ونطق بالشهادة وعمره 26 سنة، وبسبب تنقل الشيخ يوسف بين الكثير من الديانات أمه لم تهتم بإسلامه، فتوقعت أنه سيغير الإسلام كما تنقل بين بقية الديانات.
Then one day I came back as a Muslim, and my mother and father, my mother at the time, she did not take it very seriously. And then one day she saw me on the television talking about Islam.
Your mother.
And when she saw this, she became very frightened. And she phoned up the family and said, Tim, my name used to be Tim. Tim is on the television talking about Islam. He's one of those fundamentalists. Because she got frightened, you see. So for 10 years, I had a very difficult relationship with my mother, and with my family. They thought there was something wrong. And now anything she wants, she comes to me. She doesn't go to anyone else. And she told my sisters she's very proud of me, you know. So alhamdulillah, after sabr and jamil, we just have to have patience.
يعمل الشيخ يوسف في مؤسسة ليرة الدعوية. زرت هذه المؤسسة واطلعت على أنشطتهم وإصداراتهم الدعوية. فعلا كان أسلوبهم في الدعوة عقلاني وراقي.
Lots and lots of